Hello, good morning everyone. Today we are going to have another video for the teachers. One COT is done, the other is upcoming, the second COT. But let me ask you teachers first, how is your COT rating? Okay, so if you are not satisfied or if you want to ace the next COT observation, this video is for you. So keep in touch. In this video, I am going to share to you the 2 tips that we are going to do for our discussion so that you will be understood. In communication, the main goal of communication is for you to be understood. When you vlog, you need to be understood. Teaching is also using communication. So we teach so that we can be understood. But the problem is that there are a lot of students who cannot understand even if you are very good teacher or even if you prepared much. There are some students who cannot understand. The question is that why is it that they do not understand? Probably it's a teacher factor or it could be a student factor. But let us look at the perspective of the teachers. So as we prepare for the lesson plan, we prepare a lot of lessons or a lot of inputs for the students, which is for them, para sa kanila, that is too much for their brain to absorb. According to studies, only 1/4 of those information taken by the students can be actually learned by the students for that particular day. So, knowing that fact, probably teachers should take into consideration some aspects like how many content knowledge are you going to input to the students. So, in this video, I'm going to show you 2 tips so that we can be better in our discussions or we can be outstanding in our discussion. So the first rule is that the rule of thirds. If you know already the rule of thirds, this is basically the rule of threes, no? So in our discussion part, we need to have only minimum of 3 things that we need to impart to the students. Itong mga 3 things na ito ay pwedeng ma-learn ng ating mga students. So basically, you're going to say, if I have a lot of content to discuss in a particular time, okay? Para saan yung iba? So, those things will be forgotten by the students. In our lesson planning, we say that it should be SMART. You need to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bounded. So, to make sure that it is really SMART, yung objectives natin, you need to create, in your discussion, you need to create only three things that you would like to talk about in a particular session. In that case, you will be effective as a teacher in imparting the knowledge to the students. Kasi nga, yung 3 na yon, the students can always remember. I'm going to give an example for English, no? So for example, in the subject-verb agreement, you can actually talk about only 3 rules for that particular day. Because if you're going to talk about a lot of rules in the subject-verb agreement, the students may forget them. So yung 3 rules for the particular day, malalearn ng students yon with mastery. Okay? And then another example for science, for example, is you're going to have for the grade 1 students, you're going to talk about the types of planets around in the solar system. You can actually just talk about, instead of talking about 9, you can actually talk about just the 3, no? You can talk about the Earth, you can talk about Venus, or you can talk about the Mercury. And then for in any different subjects, you can actually apply the rule of threes. So that in a particular day, yung tatlong na yon, yung 3 things that the students learn will be stored in their mind and hindi nila yon nakakalimutan. And then the second tip that I am going to talk about is that in your discussion, you're going to mention the topic or those 3 things 3 times in your discussion. When are you going to mention those 3 things? You can mention those 3 things in the activity. Before the activity, diba, we're going to show to the students that these are the objectives. So that's the first mentioning. You can actually mention the second one in the discussion part. So these are the 3 things that you would like to let them know. And then on the recapitulation or generalization, you can actually use and you can actually mention it again in your the 3 things, those 3 things that you want to impart to the students. In that way, we minimize the information loading of the students. So you can actually use the rule of threes. Again, you can actually use the rule of threes. And the second tip is that you're going to mention the three things 3 times in your discussion. In that way, the discussion is very short, yet it is very meaningful to students because they remember every details that you give to them. If you are new to my channel, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit nyo rin yung notification bell para lagi kayong updated sa aking mga vlogs. See you guys next time. God bless.